Welcome in the second section of our course. In this section, we'll see how to clean our text data. So firstly, we'll focus on the tokenization problem. We'll see how to tokenize input data. Next, we'll be cleaning stop words from text input. Next, we'll be removing data-specific words that has negative impact. At the end, we'll see how to handle white spaces. We'll see that there's a lot of white spaces, a lot of types that could occur in the input text. We will see how to handle them. And this is a first video in which we'll focus on tokenizing and also on installing proper libraries. So firstly, we'll be analyzing input data. Then we'll try to tokenize our input data into tokens. So this will be an array of strings. We'll be using Natural Language Toolkit, that is a very good and well-proven library in the Python environment. So how tokenize works? So we have a simple text like this is some text. This is an input to our tokenizer, and output should be this is some text. Having that, we will split our input into array of texts. So let's see the library that we will be using. We will be using NLTK 3.3. This is a natural language toolkit that gives us an ability to analyze our language. So we need to install it into our Python. So sudo pip install u NLTK when install that library. But that library has a lot of modules for every language. So we need to start Python console and download specific module that we will use. So let's do this. We need to activate our virtual environment and then let's start Python. It will start interpreter and then we need to do those two commands. So we need to import NLTK. It will take a while. And then we need to install proper library. So we need to install Planked library. We already installed it to speed it up this course, but you will need to install it on your own. So let's go to the example of tokenizing. So this is a simplest program that uses a tokenize method from NLTK. So we are importing tokenize as the word tokenize method. So we are doing an alias. That method will be called like this in this scope. Next, we are creating a string, text1, that has some words in it. We can split our text into tokens, passing that text to words tokenize, and then we are just printing our tokens. So let's execute that program. We'll see that the output is an array of strings. It's true that there was smart and dot. And we can see that some problems occurs with that even so simple input. We can see that, for example, it and s was split into two words, but this is not a proper behavior. Also, in our tokens, we have a dot sign. I think that in normal text that we want to analyze, that dot should be removed. We'll be handling that in the next videos, but right now, let's try to tokenize some more complex example. So we are given a Shakespeare.txt file in the content of one of the books of Shakespeare. This is a content of it. We'll be looking at it more in the next videos, but right now let's assume that this is some text and we need to tokenize it without any special requirements. So let's go to the program. So first thing that we need to do is to load our file. We can load it using with open, passing a Shakespeare.txt and most in which that file should be open. We need to read that file, so we are passing r here. And we are making an alias as f. Next, we are reading content and decoding it using UTF-8 because read is returning byte array. But we want to operate on strings, on text, so we are decoding it using proper encoding. We are assigning it to the content, and next the problem is similar to the previous one. So we are just passing content to the word tokenize, and it is just splitting our content into tokens. But that content is quite huge though, so it will take a bit of time. So let's start our program. We can see that it takes some time, but we get a lot of tokens. Whole text was tokenized. So this is a good base for further improvements.